Hello everyone,
Hello,
and
everyone.
welcome to our, I think probably the fourth concert of our autumn series here at Hesperi at Very Much Home. Today we have just got a few pieces for you, some Christmas numbers, and Tom's got some solo harpsichord.
It's quite a varied menu today.
Yeah, well basically I had a root canal treatment on Wednesday and I wasn't entirely sure whether I would be in horrific pain today or not. So I asked Tom to prepare 2 harpsichord pieces just in case, but in fact I'm in no pain. So he's going to do them anyway.
You've got some solo?
And I've got some solo as well, yeah. Good. And of course, some of you asked for requests for this week. Sadly, the chat disappeared, and I couldn't get the ones that were written in the live chat. So if you can write them again, then we will play them in the future. We had one request for Van Eyck, which I will play. And then also Clementi, which Tom is going to learn up because he doesn't have any Clementi at the moment. But he will.
Well, that'll be coming.
That will be coming. Sounded brilliant on the harpsichord, I think.
It'll be fantastic. Well, in the shops and on the radio, it's already gone very Christmassy, and we're joining that party with our first number, aren't we?
We are. We are joining it, but in a very, subtle way, very tasteful way. It is a Corrette suite, Michel Corrette, a French Baroque composer, and it is from a harpsichord and organ piece which we have arranged.
That's right. This is dated from 1741, and it's part of that huge repertoire of organ pieces, which actually were specifically mentioned in the titles of the pieces to be harpsichord or organ. They work particularly well on the organ because they make brilliant use of all the different colours and interesting stop combinations that you can have. Now, this is from Michel Corrette, the son of Gaspard Corrette, some of the organ works we were listening to just the other day, actually. And this is just one piece from the second suite. It's called Bon Joseph, Écoute moi.
So it's a beautiful, lovely tune, and then with several variations. Oh, wow. Ah, now everyone's here. Fantastic. Okay, lovely to see you all. It's a lovely little one, actually, and some of them you can arrange for very different recorders, and it's just, it's nice. And they're not sort of your obvious Christmas music as well.
It brings back memories of, we did it with our friend Cameron.
Yeah.
At a concert in Oxford where we did some more of these, and they were very enjoyable.
Exactly. Okay, and something that one of our viewers wanted to ask us was about how difficult it is to change from one recorder to another in terms of them being warm. And actually, oddly enough, this is something that's not been a problem for me today, particularly because we put on our heated floor this morning. It's not something we often do, but it's very, very cold. So I had my recorders on a rug just on top of the heated floor, and that kept them really nice and warm. But usually it is a problem, and particularly in a long concert where you're playing one recorder for quite a long period of time and then another not, for say 20 minutes or something, then I would usually use little disposable hand warmers, or indeed you can get ones that are reusable, just underneath my case to keep the recorder at a certain temperature.
Or just a hot water bottle.
Or just a hot water bottle, or something like that. That tends to sort it out in general. But even so, you do have to warm them up a bit, and so that's actually one of the main challenges of playing several different recorders in any concert.
Yeah.
Is when I'm playing one, I'm always slightly worrying about how the other ones are doing, sitting on my case. So there you go. It's just one of the things about being a recorder. This is one of the reasons I often program. If I control the program, I'll put pieces with different recorders quite close, sort of quite varied, so that I'm not leaving one recorder cold for a while. Anyway, there we go. So hopefully that answers your question. I'm not quite sure there's any real practical solution except sort of use of hot things. But there you go. It's winter and recorder playing. It's not necessarily the best combination. Okay, now we have an Oswald. Of course we have an Oswald.
We have a Christmas themed Oswald.
Exactly.
This is from the second set, isn't it?
It is.
And it's the holly. So it's obviously from the winter set. Probably one of the last ones to be published in the collection. And it's in 3 parts: Andante, Brillante and Minuet.
Exactly. Here we are. James Oswald, wonderful Scottish Baroque composer, The Holly. you know, you got a better version. I'm going to watch this thing like a hawk.
That worked better.
Tom, can you watch it like a hawk as well?
I'll try, but yes.
Yes, thank you. Florence, can we use your one for next Saturday? Because this one I think it might have had its day. It has had rather heavy use, hasn't it, this year? This microphone has been the workhorse of 2020. So I have a feeling it may have come to the end of its days. Right, I'm going to have a quick look at the comments and also 10 pages for Tom, because he is about to do...
I'm going to play Passacaglia by Johann Fischer.
I'm going to take...
This comes from his sets of suites, and this one is from the suite Urani. They're all different types of suites, but of course they have very slightly different numbers. We're moving the microphone.
I mean, this is a terribly dangerous
very slightly nearer to the harpsichord now.
Yeah, because you can get a better harpsichord sound for the solo stuff.
It'll be better, and I hope you're listening to it.
There you go, that's going to be better. Right, when do you first need a page down, Tom? I'll come around this way.
remained
It's still on.
It's still on. It's still on. That's good.
Okay, I'm going to have a quick look at the comments apart from all the... all of the... oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, Florence. Because I think there might have been a couple of comments before the whole sound thing started. Oh, Joan said that she enjoyed the Temple Church broadcast. Oh yeah, the acoustic is a rather amazing.
It is really fantastic for that. Yeah, thank you for watching that.
Yeah, really beautiful. Sue says she puts her head joints in her trouser pockets. I can't trust myself. If I carry around recorders, I'm going to drop them. That's my main problem. Okay, fantastic. Well, now we've sorted out that sound problem, fingers crossed. Tom, actually, while that's there, do you want to do the other piece?
I'll do my other piece.
Yeah, Tom has got two pieces today, apart from that fantastic Fisher, which I really love. I'm a Fisher fan.
Now for something very different. This is a piece by Forqueray, really one of the most famous viola da gamba players and composers. And he actually arranged his own pieces for solo harpsichord. So there's a lot of different pieces. This is the first piece from the fifth suite in C minor, and it's called La Rameau, named after the composer Rameau. And that was a common thing that a lot of French composers in particular did. They named pieces after, so there's for example Leclerc, there's also a Couperin, and they named pieces in homage after each other. So this is La Rameau. It's very striking on the harpsichord because of course it's originally written for the viola da gamba, so it's kind of in a tenor register, quite low. And therefore on the harpsichord you're mainly working in the lower part of the keyboard. C minor is a very dark key and very rich, and I'm going to be mainly gravelling around in the bottom of the harpsichord. In fact, some of the notes that you need for this piece aren't on this instrument, but I sort of managed to make it work, including using the short octave feature of the harpsichord, where some of the notes at the bottom are not exactly as they appear. So I hope you enjoy listening to this. This is Forqueray, La Rameau.
piece is so tense. It's very it's quite stressful.
Very intense piece.
Right, let me zoom out. I actually zoomed in on you, Tom. Just for
Gosh,
fun.
we are getting more technical.
Aren't we getting more technical? But of course now the camera angle's wrong. There we go.
So next we have some Telemann, I think.
We do.
Last week we played some Telemann. We played a sonata from De Gruyter Musikmeister, published in 1728 and 29, and we're going to play another sonata from that same piece. This is one that I've actually often used for my teaching of figured bass. It's a very beautiful C major sonata. It's got some very, very beautiful chains of seventh chords in the middle, and this is the first movement, and quite virtuosic in the second movement for the recorded part, isn't it?
It's not an easy one, particularly if you haven't played it for a few years. But it's a really, really good sonata.
Okay.
Oh, Florence thinks you have great power. There's been compliments for your trills,
Thank you.
your facial expressions. It's more difficult to have facial expressions when playing the recorder, actually. But you can, give it a go. Oh, now this instrument is cold, so let's see how that goes. water running out of me. Excellent. Lovely. Sorry, Tom. Really fun movement. I think that's my favourite movement of all.
It's a very lively one.
Yeah, the C major piece, but it's not easy. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of all the leaping, and it's quite high as well. Quite a lot of the time. Thank you, Lynn. Yes, do click like if you like it. I mean, having said that, of course, I find with YouTube it's a bit difficult, isn't it? I mean, we've just moved over to YouTube, but we've got lots of other videos on YouTube. So if you haven't checked out our other YouTube content, now might be a good time. Of course, we'll have more coming.
We've got some quite recently recorded things that we managed to record just before the second lockdown.
Yeah, some more coming out
some
from
more
us.
coming out soon.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you, everybody. It's really nice. Yes, you're right. Telemann was a very happy man and a very sad man. I completely agree. I think well, for a start, both his wives died quite young. So he married one wife and had several children with her, and then she died, I think, in childbirth. And he then did marry again. But in his autobiography, you do get a little bit of a sense of sort of sadness, and also his father not wanting him to be a musician, wanting him to be a lawyer instead, and all this kind of thing. So,
which I think was quite common.
Oh well, yes, that was very common, to be fair.
Yes, yeah.
But I think his music does show a very wide range of emotional expression,
even within that piece, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, absolutely.
Oh, hi Graham. Oh, he's now. What on earth time is it in Australia right now? Gosh.
Yes. What is this for you? Is this an early morning?
Oh, very early morning. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Okay. So request for some Van Eyck, and particularly I think the English Nightingale. So I'm going to play the English Nightingale. I have just been teaching one of my students this piece for his grade 8, which he just took. So I should really know this piece very well by now. I've performed it myself, but also been teaching it for the last 3 to 6 months. So yeah, he took his exam last week, by the way, and if anyone's interested, he got 142 out of 150, which is really high for ABRSM, so I was super happy. Anyway, if he's listening, congrats. Here we go. English Nightingale or English Nächtingeltje. Please correct my Dutch.
Wonderful.
So there you are, English Nightingale. I love a bit of Van Eyck. Don't play enough Van Eyck.
I
think it's partly
on this instrument.
Well, it does.
As
This is
well.
my nice new instrument,
Particularly
and I
beautiful,
think when we get into maybe next year, I'll do some recordings in beautiful acoustics because, quite frankly, it needs a bit more acoustic than we have in our living room. But there you are. Okay, the microphone is still on. Happy times. I have been watching it like a hawk. Oh, fantastic. Yes, Graham says that Telemann was also
yes.
into plants and flowers as well. I mean, it was very common at this time. People were becoming very, very keen on horticulture in general, and if you were wealthy, one of the best ways to show your wealth, essentially, was to build beautiful gardens and import the most exotic and new varieties of plants from abroad. So you had people like Frederick, Prince of Wales. He did that a lot in the mid-18th century before he was hit by a ball and then died. That is apparently the case. There you go. Poor guy. Last piece, I think. Oh, before last piece, we have an exciting announcement. And as Florence and Magda, I know, are both watching, as Magda has just commented. Thank you very much, Magda. We have an exciting announcement, which is we have now just about managed to firm up our plans for recording our first commercial CD. Obviously, the four of us. And we're going to be doing that next February. And hopefully it will be out by May. So we now have to raise a little bit of money via crowdfunding to fund the CD, the recording, the artist, the venue, etc. As one does these days. So we will be starting a crowdfunding campaign next week, leading up to Christmas. Please share it. We're obviously going to send it to our supporters on our newsletter and also on our social media. Please share it as widely as you can. Every little helps, and we'd be delighted if you could support us. All right, let's do our... Oh, this is such a good piece.
This is a fun one. It kind of back to where we started, really. This is another Noel by Corette. As we were saying, for maybe some of you who weren't there at the very beginning, these are organ or harpsichord pieces dated from 1741, and this is called the Noël Provençal, and it's a tambourin piece. So it's quite raucous. My left hand really just does a repeating pattern.
Right. I said let's not do this too fast, but let's just see how it goes. Oh dear. I almost feel like playing it again. No, that's enough. That's enough for today.
Fun.
It's
Well,
very fun.
thank you very much for joining us, everyone, for a little taste of the Christmas season.
Yes,
with
and
those
do
pieces.
join us next Saturday evening at 7 o'clock in the evening, British time. We will be doing a 1-hour live-streamed Christmas concert from St Mary Le Beau Church with Florence and Magda. So this is going to be fantastic. We can't wait. Even more beautiful Christmassy Baroque music, and of course some Oswald, naturally. Oh, fantastic. People like that one, that last one. Well, and thank you so much for joining us on this, well, it's a bit of a cold and windy day in the UK, possibly not elsewhere. So if you have good weather, please do send it to us. Thank you. See you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, so what I must do